Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Okay, now we're going to do the 2026 Jacksonville Jaguars season preview. So if this is your first time watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave your comments down below to let us know what your thoughts are on the Jaguars offseason and what some predictions you have this season for them. So let's start with, they finished 13-4 last year. When I was redoing my notes, I'm like, I do not remember that. Okay, I did not, but they were good last year. So let's go with your favorite move that they made.
Again, a team that they had this success last year, let a lot of guys go. But one of the guys they brought in that I think, especially for like the coaching staff, is big is Chris Rodriguez.
I put him down too.
He's not like a sexy, explosive running back, but I think when you go from ETN, who did some good things, but sometimes couldn't get the tough yards, they brought in a dude that I think he was with Liam Cohen when Cohen was coaching in college. Like, they just like his style, get north-south, similar to what we talk about when I always say I'm not like a Ken Walker fan, just because I would rather have a guy that's more consistent than a dude who's losing a bunch of yards. And I think for Jacksonville, that's their thinking. I like it, tough yardage, goal line work.
Yeah, and this is going to be a case study in, like, do you pay running backs a bunch of money, or do you just go and sign a guy 2 years, $10 million because he averages 4.5 yards a carry? You put him in the right system, he should be fine. So I did like that. I also liked the resigning of Travion Walker, so I put that down as a favorite move. Okay, least favorite.
Because they took such a big step last year, I don't like them letting Devin Lloyd go.
Yeah.
And I know they have a lot of faith in Ventrell Miller, who they drafted a couple of years ago. But I just think like they were really high on Devin Lloyd. Maybe he got paid a little more than they obviously were comfortable with. But I just think I would keep him kept him around and let Oluokun go like after this year, because he's getting up there. His PFF, his tackle rate kind of came down last year. So I just think sometimes when you get a young guy that breaks out, I think he had 4 or 5 interceptions last year, which obviously is like an outlier, but I think he was a really big wild card on that defense with his speed and athleticism, and they may miss that.
Yeah, I put that down because I agree with you. And I also have Greg Newsome. They traded for him last season, right? So he gave up an asset. Now he's gone, and he signed a 1-year, $8 million contract with the Giants. And I'm just like, you couldn't match that? Just like, your defense was good last year. Why aren't we trying to keep this together a little bit? So I didn't kind of like that move either, because I would have tried, yes, you might have had to pay Lloyd a little bit more. You bring Newsome back. Let's try to keep a good thing going, but letting them both go, not my favorite.
Yep.
Green flag going into the season. What are you most excited about?
Second year with the Liam Cohen offense.
That's what I have down too. Yeah.
They got weapons. Your mileage may vary on them, right? Give or take some, but I think they showed some flashes. And if the offense can show some continuity, show some, I guess I would say consistency, because they still had some up and downs. I think that's their green flag to taking that step and repeating with their 13 wins.
Yeah, I totally agree. Travis Hunter, did they decide to commit him to one position? I thought I heard something, I couldn't remember.
He's focusing on cornerback,
okay,
but he does play wide receiver, and I think if there's an injury, he would go back to
wide receiver
50-50.
Yeah. One thing is they do have a number of wide receivers that you kind of can see talent in, you kind of but they're will Brian Thomas Jr. just kind of take, that's the big question. Can he be what he was 2 years ago, right? Or 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I can't remember, but last year was definitely a little bit of a weird year for him. So I also put down, can Trevor Lawrence Okay, you got Cohen. He last 2 years 60% completion percentage. Can we uptick that? Like, this is his opportunity now? Like, you got this offensive genius. I think it can go up. I think he's capable. So I understand Jaguar fans. I have a Jaguar fan in my life. There are a lot of receivers who drop balls. I'm not trying to say it was all Lawrence, but it is some of Lawrence as well. So let's get that completion percentage up.
Yeah, and I think the deer in the headlights look sometimes that they in some big games, like, do they have the confidence like, hey, we belong here now and we're just going to play that way when we get to the playoffs?
Yeah, I like that. Red flag or concern or question going into the season.
I think it would be a chain reaction of like the defense taking that step back,
Yeah,
and then putting the extra pressure back on the offense. I think they have to be a more balanced team, which they had last year, where their defense for the most part was really good and could step up. I just worry, if you have the 17th defense instead of the 8th best defense, it puts more pressure on your offense. And not that I don't think this is going to be one of the teams that like, oh my gosh, they won 6 games barring tragic injuries. But if you're just thinking like, hey, how do we keep the ball going forward? I would worry a little bit that they're slow out of the gates defensively and it costs them a couple games.
yeah, I like that one. I wrote that down too. Defense step back question mark. Yeah, you don't really want it. You want to keep progressing. You had a really great year last year, and you might not win uh 13 games again, but can we get there somewhere in between 11 and 13 again? You know what I'm saying? Like, and you can still count that as a win because obviously like the turnovers might not all be there the same way they were last year and stuff like that. So, but can the defense hold strong despite the loss, the players that they lost this offseason?
Yeah.
Fantasy football go to.
I know it's Parker Washington. I know a lot of people like.
Are we talking PPR again?
Yeah, well, he scored. He scored some touchdowns. Yeah, but yes.
Yeah, no,
I think they found like a late breakout in him, and they've been talking him up a lot this year. I'm just worried that like they do have talent, like we talked about, and sometimes when you see so many guys, like there's only one ball, right? But
yeah,
I think Brian Thomas in this offense kind of defaults to like the deep threat guy, which is awesome if you're not in PPR, right? Like, hey, cool. He's going to have those games with 3 for 90 and a touchdown, and you're like, cool. But I don't know that he'll be consistent, and I think we know what Jacoby Myers are, and I just think Parker Washington's like the perfect fit for the Liam Cohen offense, and they just pepper him with short and intermediate targets, and that's his thing.
Yeah, I like that one. I also put down, we talked a little bit about this, but obviously depending on where you like to draft quarterback, Lawrence is going in the spot where you're like comfortable, and he's going to get like 30 touchdowns, most just with the offensive style. So he might be a good like late round quarterback to grab if you just want to have a quarterback that is going to like get 30 touchdowns. So
yeah, just save him for Titans week.
That's right. Same for Titan and Colt. Well, yeah, the Colts will be a little more challenging, but yeah, totally. Let's see. Prediction. They're over under. This was crazy to me. 8.5 over under. I think that's why I was surprised they won 13 because we did the over and under podcast and it was 8.5. And I looked at the record. I'm like, that's just anyway. 8.5. What do you got?
I would go with the over. I have them at 12-5. I mean, I think their over under is a little low because they do have. They have the Texans a couple of times, but they do have some tough games with the Eagles, Bengals, Patriots, Broncos. But I think they're a really good team. I have them winning the division. I have them tied with Houston, but I will give the tiebreaker to Jacksonville.
I have them at 11-6, which is tied with the Texans, which I do have the Jaguars winning the division as well. So, I'm with you on that. So 11-6 for me, 12-5 for you. Okay, anything else on the Jaguars?
I don't think so.
Okay, beautiful. For everybody's listening on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, give us your predictions in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.